We went from a website that honestly probably did us more harm than good, as terrible as that is to say, but because it didn't show us, it didn't show our branding. So if people actually were searching for us that didn't know us on a more personal level, it would almost deter them from wanting to do business with us. To having a website that is pulling people in from all over the state, which is what we wanted, because even though we are limited to certain physical locations, we travel the entire state of Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana for farm insurance. So it allowed us to reach that. I actually was just talking to one of my customers today that the only reason he called us was because he found our website and could tell from our website we knew enough about agritourism insurance that we could handle the large array of businesses in his operation all the way up in Northeast Ohio. That we wrote a year ago, but the only reason we got that is because we were able to tell you what we needed to say, and then you created this website that allowed others to see the same thing we were trying to portray.
Hi, I'm Laura with Agtivation, and today we're going to visit with Anna. Anna's with Hall Insurance, and I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about the terrific service that they provide throughout Ohio. Hi, Anna. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely, Laura. I'm excited to. As you mentioned, I do work with Hall Associates Insurance, and our kind of goal and everything since Dad started it 30 plus years ago was to serve rural Ohioans and protect them the best way we know how, which just happens to be insurance.
That is excellent. Well, I know our company has truly enjoyed working with you, and I appreciate you taking the time today just to, give us some feedback and everything. And I just wanted to ask you, before starting to work with Agtivation, I know that you had a website prior, but what types of problems were you trying to solve before you reached out?
So as I mentioned, we kind of had just a canned website that you could personalize a little bit here and there, occasionally change some words or pictures and whatnot, but it was not going to grow with us as we growed or as kind of the whole marketing realm of communications kind of grew. So I had the capabilities to make a website, but I am the VP of Communications, which sounds like it should be my only priority, but I also do sales and I also do HR. So in a family business, your job is to do lots of different things. And I just didn't have the time or the energy, quite frankly, to develop the website. So that's when I kind of talked Dad into the fact that, hey, we need to start setting aside some money. We need to spend some time and energy focused on what's our future look like, where are we going to be in the next 5 years and 10 years, and what is our new branding going to be. So we started having those conversations within our leadership team. And then that's when I kind of contacted you and reached out to get some proposals and numbers so that we could kind of work with the leadership team. As you figured out very quickly throughout the process, my leadership team are very visual people. So we had to see straight up numbers and we had to see designs and things like that before they were willing and comfortable to make the decisions to keep moving forward.
That's excellent. And we've enjoyed working with the leadership team. That is a huge quality that you bring everybody to the table to get input from everybody in order to, before you choose a path or proceed. So that's an excellent quality. And I know you hit on this a little bit, but why did you choose Agtivation? Of all the companies you could pick, why did you select us?
Yeah, sure. Well, obviously we kind of have a little bit of a history. We were in Ohio Farm Bureau's Agri-Power group together. Oh, it seems like many moons ago now. That was actually in the middle of my transition home from working for Farm Bureau to moving back home to get into insurance. So we kind of obviously had that connection. I knew your understanding and background of the farm world. You also have a little bit of understanding on the backside, kind of in the family of the insurance world. So you put those two pieces together, and that represents Hall Associates as a whole. Most of our staff have ag education, whether at college or just being raised on the farm. And we felt it was important that whomever was going to be constructing a site that was going to best kind of show the world who we are and what we want needed to have that same kind of knowledge.
Excellent. Well, thank you for sharing that, because it is our pleasure to bring that to the forefront for you, because you definitely shine in that area. Definitely shine. What of the overall process of that working with Agtivation might have been effective for you or stood out in your mind?
I think the most powerful thing for our specific team, like I mentioned, they're very, very visual people, especially our VP of sales and then my dad, who's the owner, was being able to you and I talk and create thoughts and create all of this momentum and wording and all that good stuff, and then putting it in a picture for them. So they were able to actually visualize what mostly meant mumbo jumbo to them in the big picture of things. So being able to actually physically take your and my conversation, and then you put it into a photo, or your team kind of developed something on the backside that we could show them as a demo, that was the biggest, most powerful piece for us, because that got buy-in from my whole team, which allowed us to create something that worked totally perfect for the future of our organization.
Great, great. Thank you for mentioning that. And as a result of implementing this, what would you say your outcomes have been?
Well, I mean, we went from a website that honestly probably did us more harm than good, as terrible as that is to say, but because it didn't show us, it didn't show our branding. So people actually were searching for us that didn't know us on a more personal level, it would almost deter them from wanting to do business with us. To having a website that is pulling people in from all over the state, which is what we wanted, because even though we are limited to certain physical locations, we travel the entire state of Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana for farm insurance. So it allowed us to reach that. I actually was just talking to one of my customers today that the only reason he called us was because he found our website and could tell from our website we knew enough about agritourism insurance that we could handle the large array of businesses in his operation all the way up in Northeast Ohio. That we wrote a year ago, but the only reason we got that is because we were able to tell you what we needed to say, and then you created this website that allowed others to see the same thing we were trying to portray.
That's wonderful. Oh, it's our pleasure to, pull those clients in from all over. Because like you said, it's just a physical location. You are willing to help anyone in those areas. That's wonderful. Right. So for anyone who might be sitting on the fence, wondering whether it be time to redo a website, whether it be time to do any kind of online marketing with Marketing Maximizer, what would you have to say to them?
I think the biggest thing is, even though I have a very strong background in marketing and communication and social media, I have the education, I have the degree, I'm not doing it every day. And even with all of that background, I'm still too slow to keep up because it's not something that I'm doing on a daily basis. So even someone that has the background can benefit from this program, whether it's the Maximizer program or just the website build program, whatever it is that they do with you. The biggest benefit to me is I can basically email you or set up a call and be like, okay, this is what I need changed, this is what I need to happen, and your team takes care of it. I'll have to spend time and energy trying to focus on all of the little teeny pieces that go into it. You're able to figure out, okay, does this widget work well in this case, or should we build out a form for this, or how are we going to make this accessible and user-friendly, not just on a desktop, but on a mobile feature. That's something that I don't have the time and energy to keep up with. So if someone, even having no education or having complete education, just doesn't want to do it 24/7, this is exactly what you need to do, because you have a team that's dedicated to do everything, or just the bits and pieces that you need assistance with.
I think you summarized it well, because we do enjoy compliment. You do bring us such great ideas, and we just kind of pull that right through and put it online, thanks to you as well, for your knowledge of, what you want out there. So it is our pleasure. Thank you again for joining us today and to tell us a little bit more about Paul Hall and Associates Insurance. We wish you all the best and look forward to continuing working with you.
Likewise. Thanks so much, Laura.